Some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
So know that I am completely unfazed by the onslaught of nasty comments, wishing me a sad, lonely, bitter existence until my untimely death. How do we close the gap between black women who do show up in a so-called masculine posture, those of us that are providing and building and protecting due to circumstances that we might feel make us feel that if we don't do it for ourselves, we will have to go without the resources and protections we need to feel safe in this world.
So, ladies, society is forever trying to teach us that we should lower our standards, that we should settle for someone who is, and I quote, average at best. But the truth is, we deserve better than that. We deserve someone who treats us with respect, who supports our goals and dreams, and who makes us feel valued. We deserve someone who is in a position to protect and provide. Someone who has their own self-respect, and someone who has goals and achievements and ambitions that align with ours. It's easy to sometimes listen to the naysayers or the haters who tell us that we're being too picky, that we're being unrealistic. Those people do not know us, and may they never. And they are not an authority on what we deserve or on what we should accept or not. Opinions are like a-holes, everybody has one. But don't let the opinions of others bring you down. Stay focusing on bettering yourself, on healing from your past, and living life to the fullest. Instead of settling for less than we deserve, we are focusing on leveling up. We are working on becoming the best versions of ourselves, on pursuing our passions, and on achieving our goals. When we do that, we will attract the right kind of people into our lives. We will attract people who are on our level and share our values. People who have the range, the capabilities, the resources to build a happy, healthy, stable life with us. Having a loving relationship would be nice to have, but it's not the only focus or the only purpose in a woman's life. We have so much to offer the world, and we shouldn't let our relationship status define us. We are focusing on being happy and fulfilled, on living our best lives, and on making a positive impact on the world. It's important to note that there is a double standard when it comes to dating and relationship expectations for men and women. Men are not expected to lower their standards, settle for less, or choose a partner based solely on positive qualities like, oh, she can cook or she has good character. In fact, they are praised for being picky and having higher than high standards. Men have turned down nice or good women who are unattractive, and they do that all the time. They want a woman who can cook, who can clean, who can bear their 10 children, who has a banging body despite having the children, someone who is feminine and soft and submissive, but masculine and strong enough to never ask for help, someone who can mother them, also goes out to work, also pays half while waiting on them hand and foot, someone who pours into them constantly, emotionally, but doesn't get her own well filled. A lady in the streets, but a freak between the sheets, but is also a virgin, doesn't have a body count. Someone who is smart enough to raise their children, but they draw the line at you having a degree. But women, on the other hand, are often criticized for just having standards, not even standards that are too high, for just having any. Just as men feel no way about turning down a woman who can throw it down in the kitchen, throw it down in the bedroom, but treats them like a king and is a good girl. but they consider her to be unattractive, it should not be viewed as shallow, as it's perfectly reasonable to have certain expectations for a potential partner's level of financial stability and ambition. When they mention the want of a high value man, they often put it down to something as superficial as, women just want a Birkin. They don't want to do anything. And that might be true for some women, but in a lot of cases, a woman isn't just looking out for how much a man makes, but you're also looking for good character. You're also looking to be respected. You're also looking to feel safe, not just the money alone. And if we unpack that a bit further, for women who want to have children, it is important that you pick your child's father wisely. I saw a video before that said, as a woman, you can pick your husband, you can pick who you want your husband to be, but your children actually don't have a choice in who their father is. And so you have to make sure that you try to pick the best father for them, because you're picking on their behalf. So as a woman who is making decent money, has a job, has a house, is investing in herself, in her well-being, and wants her children to do even better in the future, you have to be wise about what kind of partner, and partner being the operative word here, what kind of partner you are partnering up with. You don't want to partner with someone who is financially illiterate, and then everything you've worked for now is squandered away on his pipe dreams or gambled away. You don't want someone who's going to take the money that you've set aside for the children's extracurricular activities and spends it on studio time at age 45. You want someone who can help them to build generational wealth. And even if you don't want to have children, you still want to know that whatever you have been working for isn't going to be torn down by financial immaturity. I'm not a religious person, but I know that the Bible says you need to be equally yoked. So ladies, please do not listen to the people that are saying that this type of view and mentality is wrong. These kind of people always will have a problem with you, no matter what it is that you do. If you marry down or you date down and you get messed over, you get played, all your money gets squandered, but you do that because you love the guy, they'll tell you, oh, it's your fault, you should have chosen better. You then develop boundaries, you develop self-worth, you start holding your head a bit higher. Then they tell you, you need to be humble. Your standards are too high. So F what they say and F what they think. You continue to heal, continue to grow, continue to rise. Don't feel pressured into accepting less because it's giving very much crabs in a barrel. Don't feel bad for what you can afford. Don't feel bad for having your degree, multiple degrees, or your house. Don't feel ashamed, feel proud. A lot of the time, society tries to make us as women feel bad for not being in a relationship, not being married when you get to a certain age, not having kids when you get to a certain age. Why do we have to center a man, relationships in our worlds? Why do we have that pressure on us? And that's not to say that you shouldn't want a relationship, but it just means that it doesn't have to preoccupy your mind 24/7, or that you should feel that you are less than because you don't have that right now. And it doesn't have to define who you are as a person to the point where you feel like you are lacking if you don't yet have that. You can still love yourself on that journey. I've seen some comments talking about Eboni being almost 40 and how she's going to be 50 and alone with cats. And so what? And so what? So live life on your own terms. Don't succumb to the pressure coming from people that do not have your best interest at heart. And if you are in a position where you feel like you do want to have children and it's about like leaving a legacy and things like that, then girl, there are other ways. There are alternative methods than becoming entangled with these unhealed, overgrown, narcissistic sperm. So, sisters, let's hold our heads high and refuse to settle for anything less than we deserve, and let's define what we deserve for ourselves. Don't let that be dictated by anybody else. Let's focus on bettering ourselves, on healing, and living life on our own terms. Let's attract the right people in our lives by being the best versions of ourselves. And let's remember that our worth is not defined by our relationship status. We are beautiful and capable and intelligent and soft and kind and generous and strong. We are multifaceted beings, and we are whole with or without a partner. And remember, you are powerful beyond measure. Keep showing up for yourself, and I'll be here to cheer you on. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.